And we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the EOTC. My name is Cams and I'm here in the heart of West Auckland with the brothers in the house, Leti and Eddie. What's up, my usos?
What's up, Us?
What's up, usos?
It's good to be back. Another week. Let's get into it. Do some shout outs. Let's go, Eddie.
Yo, major shout outs to the listening boys, my brothers, Leo, Don Waki. Just special shout out to Westside Fitness boxing crew on Friday, man. That was a mad session there. So shout out to Coridi, Alex, Kev, PJ, Louis, Tash, Jordan. It was a mean session. Shout out to the real BDFS. Saw that guy yesterday. Had a little chat. Crack up, dude, man. Shout out to Moso Livingston as well. Just want to make a special mention. Condolences to Sir Robert Giddies. He was the last living member of the 28th Māori Battalion. Passed away earlier this week. So, that was our last link to, one of the high-performing military units in history. He saw action in North Africa, and he was fighting in one of the pivotal battles of Monte Cassino. So, condolences to his family. Died at the age of 99. One of our decorated veterans. So, condolences to his family and whatnot. And, those are my shout-outs.
Hey, News. Oh, shucks, man. Just wanted to start off. Mumma rawa tako hakautagi tako uho kia Filipo Iopatsi. Tailahi to, taina to hanik mai ki te matoka inga. Te hainga o te maa, te au hanau tako pepe. He lava nā kupu ke maulea ko tako hakataina ko te hui ko ke tātou ko ka inga. Ma hai me hakarele mo tātou hanau hakatailahi lele. Just want to thank the Cuz Phil for stepping into MC Kita's 21st and just how much of a burden he carried for us and our family. It was quite humbling just to be able to step back and ask of someone to just do a service for you, because he's been clutch for me ever since he's sort of moved to Auckland, and I just always find myself like reaching out for him in my hour of need. But appreciate him showing face and just making shit happen, man. Appreciate you so much, Cuz. Another one's to Jan as well for showing face. It's hard to put into words like how Kita's 21st went, but just thank everyone that flew in and made the effort to fly in from overseas and from out of Auckland to be with us Friday night. So shout outs to Auntie Judy, Auntie Karina, Uncle Lad, all my mother-in-law's siblings. Also to my Brett Filippo family out of Minirewa. And our friends Renee and Mike, who drove up from Tauranga. To my bro Leah, he's always there. He's been there ever since Kita was born, just always supporting us week in, week out, month in, month out. Another one's to my bro Pinto, and to Captain Kurt, who wasn't here, but he was up north celebrating his dad's 60th. Happy 60th birthday, Uncle Kurt. Hope your boy goes diving for you this morning and get you some kaimoana like he always does. This is the deep sea diver from Te Ratu North. And my last one's probably to my wife, man. Like they say, man, behind every guy who talks a lot of shit, man, he's always got our solid missus in the background, knuckling down and holding down the fort at home. But now that wraps up my shout outs. So my last two is probably to my two nieces and my other two daughters, my auntie Teru and to Oksana Kefu, who flew in from overseas as well, just to round up my week by hanging out over here, staying at mine while there's a massive 2-story house just up the road, but they can go more over there, but they want to be with me. So yeah, love you, my babies. Wraps up my shout outs.
Yeah. Nah, sounds like a good night, man. Sounds like a successful night. It's good to get the oldest out the way when it comes to 21st, I guess. Yeah.
Oh man, got a low bank account, but yeah, carry on.
Just thinking about my own 21st, like, seems so long ago, man, like years ago. Different person back then, but no, that's cool. Yeah, man, just want to shout out to Lando that jumped on the reimagined, the rebranded WesWes Sportscast, our American sports podcast. It's now rebranded. It's called the Amalika Sports Show. So we've got a new logo, new thumbnails on YouTube, and but the same stuff. So yeah, it's cool because NBA is just started. It's 2.5 weeks old now, and NFL's past the halfway point. So a lot of American sports to talk about, and it's a good timing too because we're coming to the end of rugby union season. So during the Christmas time, get down with some NBA, NFL. So that's all good. Yeah, we're due to record another episode tonight. So I've been getting in my my NBA during the weekends and stuff.
Nice.
So looking forward to that. Yeah, man, and also shout outs to Eric who's been jumping on for me on the Channel 135 podcast. That's our movies and TV series. So Yellowstone season 5 starts up again tomorrow. It starts up again. So me and Eric will be covering Yellowstone. I know Yellowstone's popular to the Pacific Island community. I think because of the whole cowboy thing and the living off the land and you know, that kind of deal. So a lot of our Pacific Island people love that show. So I know if you guys want to jump on with me and Eric to talk about the every episode every week. So I think there's going to be 6 episodes to end the season. This is part 2 of season 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, part 2 of season 5. Yeah, so it starts tomorrow. The first episode starts tomorrow. So we'll see what happens to Masai and his gingy and the rest of the Dalton family. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting because a lot of drama in the background, like off camera. We got Kevin Costner. He's been a bit of a troublemaker. He doesn't want to come back. He's trying to makes things real hard for the production. So he said he's sick of flying from LA all the way up to Montana to film the series. So he set an ultimatum. I'm only gonna come once a week. So I think they had to shorten the episodes. So now it's only 6 episodes. And he said that's gonna be his last time. So I don't know if he's gonna die or if he's gonna. Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but it sounds like he's not gonna be in season 6 if there is gonna be a season 6. But we'll see. He's concentrated on this new Cowboy Saga, the Horizon. Which, I don't know. I watched the first one. It was kind of boring, but but yeah, that's the Channel 135 podcast. So go check that out. So you can check us out on Empty Out the Clip on Spotify as well. You can also check out our Facebook page, Empty Out the Clip group page on Facebook. You can go in, post up articles or do some replies, and we'll shout you out on the podcast. Even talk about your articles you post up there. So that's the Empty Out the Clip Facebook page. You can also catch us on our WesWesNet.com page for all our articles and links to all our other podcasts as well. So that's www.weswesnet.com. Cool. That's us, boys. How's your week been? Start with you, Eddie.
Yeah, week's been good. Just been tired, man. Working these long bloody hours at work again. So trying to get my body used to it. Still doing physio, but yeah, man, it's so good to be on full pay again. Eh? 80% sucks, man. Especially on ACC. Yeah, just happy doing that. Just just been chilling with the boys lately a lot from the gym and hanging out with some of the boys the week before. So yeah, it's good. Fellowship's important, man. That's what I've noticed this week. So yeah, that's basically me, man. Just too busy to to party. Just work. But yeah. How about you, Let's?
I think I almost got put in jail for the images I could see in my head about getting the time off for Kita's 21st, man. Surely. I saw myself behind bars, getting the mooly check going into the cells and stuff like that, like, because what I was hearing from work, and like the leave that I applied for and then how they were relaying that information back to me was quite disturbing, I ended up working on Friday. I had to go into work. Even though I gave them a heads up enough time, I thought, man, this is not the nicest feeling, Gonna spend almost what I would spend on a brand new Carvalho to, put on a day for my daughter, and this is what how I'm being spoken at. But it clearly shows like I don't feel like I'm being respected enough, work. Yeah, but just I can't talk about it, but it makes me upset. But the week was good. It was Kita's partner Leroy, whose parents flew in. They're staying with us, so it was nice because we've met them when we were over in Melbourne. Kita's got her own space outside as well, so and just having all the family here. Like, Nick's got a big family, man. So Kita's like the second oldest of like 20 grandkids, and it was just nice that they all came, made it here, made it all safe. Just yeah, kind of find my niece stuck at the airport, man, and she got 3 kids. So she literally just finished the night shift, was stuck at the airport for like a whole day. Her flight got cancelled, and she arrived Friday morning. So by the time we picked her up and got home Friday, because she's on Sydney time, so she's a couple of hours behind. I went to bed about 4:30, and then I had to get up and go to work. So that was why I was trying to get Friday off. But man, the 21st rolled round, and like I said, man, I'm just grateful for good friends and family, like, being there through the thick and thin of stuff. But man, shout outs to the 2020 band, man, and to my cousin Walter Lauli Tanwasa. Like, bro, my little cousins, he's a pimp, man. Like, he came over many years ago with the Tamo Lemau band, and since that time, he's pretty much invested in his girls. Yeah, they sung for Kita's as a mealofa towards the end of the night.
Wow.
With the 2020 band, impromptu. But bro, his girls are talented, man. I know they've done a lot through Saints Up with their music and that. But yeah, just the events was good, eh? But typically me, I think I just got my mum's lenses on every time I go places, like just noticing little things, and then just the feedback from people. But like yeah, I had my DJ hat on, had my playlist going while I was, and yeah, it was good to connect with my uncle George and Deanne and Auntie Joe, and saw my boys' family that have inherited me, and they've become my family as well, and Kita's family. But yeah, man, just still on a high, eh? I actually managed to catch up with my bro Sonny. Like, I don't know how many months have we talking about catching up with Sonny and the cousins Hans and Stan, and finally, like, because they were first when they came out of the mouth, sorry that it comes to your 40th, because I was like, that's the past, man. It is what it is. But I came home after we gelled. We didn't even have to gel. We just had to bring Kita's presents home and the tablecloths and stuff. And yeah, we got on the juice straight after the 21st, or pretty much from the 21st to here. I didn't go sleep until like Saturday afternoon. So it must have been like, maybe 9:30 Saturday night. Had a couple of hours, and then I was up again and went to sleep at about 4 this morning. So I thought it was Saturday today. So it's a good shift, I suppose.
Ew.
Nah, but I'm just happy. Like, I managed to get up today. My niece took her to the Makeki to get her baby some stuff, take home with her. And shout outs to my also Minoka and Naru Suisala, the yellow pankeke trailer in the markets, man. Always providing, man. Always got me when I'm there. My niece, yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, I love pankekes. Got me a couple of half moon pies as well for Kita's boyfriend's parents to try. But that's been a mad week, mad weekend. Celebrations carry on till tomorrow, so probably gonna watch the Tonga game and then do some karaoke after that, and then we'll have Kita's official birthday dinner here. Now I'm just grateful that what else can you say when I suppose sort of like the highlight, but not the highlight of the night, was just probably hearing Kita speak. Yeah, I think that pretty much summed up the night. Like, hearing her, because she can cry and talk. Like, some people, like, they gungy, and then you can hear the crying more louder than the speaking. But yeah, she speaks really well. But yeah, man, I was like, no, it wasn't a dryer in the room, eh? And when she talk stories, like, how we talk summarize movies and stuff, I think I got my storytelling on lock. But sometimes when she does the storytelling about the movie, I'm like, it sounds boring, I don't watch it. But she just shared a story about my old man. So I looked up in the room, and all I can see is everyone's going like this with their eyes. So it's just nice to like end the formalities like that. And man, in 2020, I'm on a roll when they start jamming, bro. I think everyone thinks they're like Michael Jackson, So shout out to the band, man. Like, hey, you can never go wrong. So if you're ever looking for a solid band to just like a 7-piece band, man.
Yeah.
They're the go, man. 2020 is like probably the best day. So shout outs to them, man. Appreciate them coming. Because it's a Friday, they all work. So the talking a lot of ways to, like, when you eat, everybody eats. There's no serving the head table. Everyone eats together. So I managed to DJ in between the faili while they were eating. So from 8 pretty much 8:30 onwards, the band were just as they were guests as well. So now it's good, man.
Nice.
I like it when you get compliments like, sorry man, who's this DJ? Shut up, man. It's my phone. It's my phone. It's my phone. What are you asking? What are you asking? And I was just good, man. Just good. Like, make the most of the whole weekend. Yeah, man. Didn't even want to know what the account looks like, but it's all good. Spent is paid, No debt. It's the way we try and do things with my family. It's like we make sure we come out no debt. So that's the main thing. So I guess we did what we set out to do. And shout out to my missus, man. Just always in the positive. Try and see the positives, even though there were a few things minor things that I could see like through my mum's eyes. But glad it was done. And no debt. Everyone's happy. Everyone went home full. And they're talking about it today, still messaging. So it's nice to thanks to everyone that made the effort to come on news. Fridays are busy days, but it was worth it, man.
It's a big process, man. If you think about it, like especially for your first kids, 21st, like okay, it has to be a big one, okay? It has to, because that's the oldest. But the amount of effort that goes into it, and then sometimes you just have to like go with it, and whatever comes out the other end, comes out the other end. We'll just recover and start living. Who cares? Done.
Yeah.
Like I can feel that, man. Yeah, it's like it's one of those things you go through in life
for the next ones.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I mean, this is the one thing though. Like, I have to look at it like that's the oldest, that's the first one, right? So if it costs you like a amount of dollars, it's like the next person, and the cost of living is only gonna go up. So it's like, okay, you might as well add another 5% and plus GST onto what's gonna cost for the next one.
The inflation.
If there's anyone that's looking for some part-time workers that need some people coming to their house, like, can you let me know? Might as well start working now.
I had a good week, I guess. Nothing much really happened. Just getting those up. Pretty much already told you guys what happened. Just pretty much preparing for those podcasts, and doing some work around the design part, redesigning the podcast logos, and sorting out my podcast there. They're going to start next year. So I sort of decided not to start from scratch in terms of like a new platform. I just carry on the back 135, but I have my one within that platform. So you'll probably see two sort of. You see the back of 135, but you also see the Cam Schuster podcast, which I'm not going to name my own one. And it'll just be about sports and maybe a bit of movies, but I'll get different people on to talk with me about certain parts of sports during the week, or even play some little games, like some conversational games you can play, like top 10 lists, or who would you choose for this, or what would you do for this and that. Let's pick your top Tongan All Blacks or top Samoan All Blacks from this year.
This century,
stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I know it's coming to the end of the year. We're only in November. We're in November, eh? Shucks.
All right, is that
December?
Christmas is in another less than 60 days?
Yeah, so I better hurry up and start making sure things got all set to hit the go button next year. Yeah. So yeah, it's looking good.
Nice.
Yeah, man, just doing that and just watching sport. But we'll probably talk about that when we get to the sports section on this podcast. So yeah, I woke up. I went to sleep late on Friday night because I came home late, and then I didn't go to sleep until like 2 a.m. I was just doing some stuff, and I realized the All Blacks game was early in the morning, All Blacks versus Ireland, at 9 o'clock, so I set the alarm to wake me up at 9. And then I woke up, I was still tired, I woke up, I watched like maybe half an hour, then I fell asleep. It's like shit. And I missed like 20 minutes of the game. Good boys. Yeah, let's get into our topic. So, big news this week around the world. Everybody saw around the world. They said the biggest comeback in American politics history. The biggest comeback was Donald J. Trump winning another round as president of the USA for his final term, and he allowed 2 terms as president at any time. So yeah, he's in again, and everyone thought it was gonna be a tight race. All the polls said it was gonna be tight, but when it came to election day, the only tight thing was the
it was the moolies of the Democrats.
yeah, that's right. because he won by a landslide, man, and he just kicked ass. He won every single swing state. So there were 7 swing states that could go either way,
Yeah.
and he won all of them. So
That's amazing, man.
bloody Kamala Harris never had a chance, if you think about it. So yeah. Your first reaction, boys. Start with you, Eddie.
Man, like, I think my first reaction was like, it gave me a little bit of hope, eh? Because, like, I don't know, man, we were on the verge of, like, some global conflict. I wouldn't say World War III, but we were on the verge of something massive happening, and him just getting reelected kind of changed global politics. Already Russia's willing to open a dialogue, you know, because Russia and the allies are already on their own group of things, man. They started the BRICS network. They're already looking at starting their own currency, which will rival the dollar. So this Trump being reelected has kind of put a lot of that on hold. And there's talks of open dialogue and maybe to settle the conflict in Ukraine.
Mm.
A lot of the leaders for the factions of Hamas have open talks. They want America to facilitate a ceasefire between the two groups. China has withdrawn their forces from Taiwan. Like they surrounded Taiwan for a while doing military drills. They've put a stop to that. So, you know, Trump being reelected is kind of like giving the world a bit of hope that there can be an end to all this violence. You know, I mean, call him a dickhead if you want, but the man was responsible for killing General Soleimani when he was last elected, which was one of the high-ranking generals for the Iranian government. So, yeah. But man, it's hard to kill this dude, bro. He's like the cockroach that keeps coming back. You know, you fussy off a jandal and it's still like crawling, still crawling his way back. And I don't know. I don't believe in all his policies, but man, we're in a world where this wokeness is like all around us, where it's like kind of in your face, and it's kind of like for once we actually got someone that can slow it down. Well, that's my personal opinion. But yeah, no, I think the key word for me is hope. Hope that we can stop all the violence, slow down on the war, and you know, like he said when he got shot, fight, fight for peace.
How about you? What was your reactions to Trump?
Well, to be fair, like I think when we touched on that last episode about him being indicted in Miami, and they had the CIA that raided his mansion and all those public files that they were gonna use against him in the High Court, or in the highest of high courts in America. Like you said, that gives you hope. Like you gotta found a guy with a criminal record, and it's not one dating back like from when he was 22 or 23. This is literally like not even a whole year ago. He's gonna run the country now. Like, if that doesn't say "Let's make America great again," like fuck, like what does? Shit. You know, you look back at that time when we were doing like the Black Lives Matter marches down in Queen Street, and like you had 2 Costa guys who were heading the opposite directions. Like one guy wearing a hat, and all this bullshit that blew up on social media over a fucking hat. And yet this guy is hasn't even been set in a jail cell, and he's now the fucking the highest of what? He's a president, bro. This is the guy with the free, like, fuck, like that to me shows that anyone who has made friends in any particular like political stance, even if it's to help you with your business or help you with like, you know, certain beliefs, they don't all have to align, like, you know, because this dude, what he's done for the American people in terms of like the working class, the gap between the rich and the poor, he's obviously done it where it's worked in his favor. And if the votes and the way they've swung have gone his way, well then you can obviously see that the change that he did bring, like, you know, to the American cities. I feel like in his time compared to Biden, like when shit was happening, like the mass shootings, like, because I remember we did a lot of coverage on that stuff that was happening in America. He was like, the first thing he was doing was like, we're going to apologize to all those families who have lost all their children. You never saw Biden do any of that shit. Like, we never saw it down here. But yeah, you can see it on X because, bro, he has to be the guy doing his own freaking tweets, bro. Because the stuff that he would come out with, bro, it's just amazing. It's like, it doesn't matter how many times you fuck up. It's just how many times you can fuck up and carry on, keep on walking. And like, it needs proof of it. You know what I mean? Here's what I will say, though. What a time for Vince McMahon to get fucking shitloaded full on him. And yet, his mate, probably his best mate, is now the president. So I wouldn't be surprised if all the stuff that happens to Vince just disappears overnight. You know what I mean? And then you'll hear The Rock saying, we have the newest member of the TKO group. And then fucking it comes out. And who's in the background? You see fucking the big thumbs up from the Trump man himself. Nah, I think it just shows that's the way the times is now, you know? That's the times, man. The troubling times. You need the guys who can fucking still want to live at the top of the highest buildings in the city where shit's going mad crazy on the ground and still be like, nah, that's still my room at the top of that lift, man, you know? The guys who's not scared of. But I mean, he made his peace with the countries where no other president didn't want to fucking go, man. Like, he went into those territories. Like, if that doesn't scream like, fuck, hey, change has got to come. That's got to happen somehow. Like, I think he gave a lot of hope to a lot of people that, you know, who weren't employed for many years, you know. And I think that one stat that did show, like, when he was in term, his first time was fucking the unemployment and then the less people begging, you know. So I think it's a good thing for America, man. You know, unless other people can tell us otherwise and put their stuff on social media, but you know, who knows? Unless he comes out and starts saying some crazy shit, like, and it's truly gonna affect people and like get them in their feels, man. I think, bro, yeah, like you said, he's probably just slowed down what could have been a world war, or just given a bit of light for those who had no hope. You know, I can imagine like if he had sent a USS ship to Samoa and that spillage happened, bro, he would have given the most sincere apology with his wig and fucking, bro, people down here would have, oh wow, you know, because that was the sort of person and president he was, you know. So nah, I'm actually happy for the American people, because yeah, just a lot of videos that I saw, even when we were watching, you know, some of the coverage that we were doing over the stories that was happening over there. Yeah, he was probably better for them, you know. They had a black president, and I don't think he was as publicly famous as what Trump was. So no, but even Barack Obama came out and said, "Man, his proof is in the people," you know. That's how the people were singing, and surprisingly, it's because you know the black people voting for this guy, so that speaks a lot. Hispanics, yeah. Even though he was like saying, "Oh no, those walls will go up," like that's obviously to knuckle down on of all the cartel and all the drugs coming into the country and shit like that. So who knows, bro? What I want to see is like, when does the movie come out? That's what I want to know. It's probably gonna be like a 21-part series as well, eh? So when the movie comes out, and we'll see how Vince McMahon got acquitted of all his accusations and all those 6 scans and all that shit. Hopefully, what's his name? Or your friends, P Diddy and that ones come out at the same time. So, yeah, just can't wait. Can't wait to see the movie.
Yeah, my first reaction when he won was no surprise. There was no surprise, and I could see it when I watched footage and coverage of when they interviewed the people, when they were interviewing the public on the streets. This was during the campaign and stuff, and you know, it's hard to listen to the media at that time, because especially in the States, because it's so polarizing. Whoever you follow, CNN or Fox. If you listen to Fox, they're all about the Republicans. If you listen to CNN, they're all about the Democrats, you know. So it's hard to, you got to get the middle ground, and it's hard to do that. But yeah, a lot of the public were talking about how he's speaking to them. You know, he's speaking to them. He's actually saying what he's gonna do. You know, it doesn't even matter if he's gonna do it or not. At least he's actually saying what he's gonna do. You know, and it can be good or bad, but he's saying what he's going to do. And that's the opposite to what Kamala Harris was doing. No one got anything out of her. She didn't even say what she's going to do. She never said anything. All they were doing on the Democrats' side was saying, we're not going to be Trump. And that's what they were doing. Okay, you're not going to be Trump. Yeah, we know that. So what are you going to do for the poor people, for cost of living? What are you going to do? No answer. We're just going to change things. Yeah, what? No answer. Right? And on the other side, you got Donald Trump saying what he's going to do. I'm going to kick out the illegal immigrants. And a lot of Americans were on that. Oh, yeah, we're going to do that. We're talking about millions, 10 millions of illegal immigrants in the country. He's going to deport, right? He's going to build the wall. He had jokes about Puerto Rico, Latinos, and kicking out immigrants. And then about 13% or more Latinos voted for him. You know? So it's like, hey, what's going on here? And he won all 7 swing states. So, just like you said, it's what Obama said. The people have spoken. This is what the people wanted. If it was sort of like a close race, you would have told you it was a divided country. It was a divided country. But no, it wasn't a divided country because he won majority of all the states, and he did. So that was the best outcome to happen for America. That if any of these 2 candidates won, they have to win by a mile.
Yeah.
Clear cut.
It has to be clear cut because you don't want that division to happen. And you had that division last time, right? It was Trump versus the Democrats, right? So I don't know if, you pointed out, Eddie, that the moment was the assassination. That was the moment where he won it. Or was the moment when Kamala Harris took over Biden? Was there not enough time? Should Biden have dropped the race earlier? You don't know, but still, Kamala Harris came in and she didn't say shit. So you're gonna vote for the person that doesn't say anything or the person that says something. You know, and you're an American citizen, you're safe because you're not gonna get deported, right? But at least you know what's going on. Now Trump doesn't have to do what he says, you know, because that's a politician thing. They always say stuff to get your votes, and then they don't do it. Like we experienced that in our country. So yeah. So I wasn't surprised when he won. I was probably surprised that it was a landslide, but then if I think about it now, on reflection, I say, nah, yeah, he won on a landslide for a reason, right? But then I was thinking, like, for the Democrats, what are they going to do now? Because when I heard about what their policies are, you got to actually look it up. You're not going to hear it from their camp talking about it in speeches and that. You actually got to go to the website and look it up and stuff. So yeah, I reckon they're all too much on the political correctness stuff, which I thought that people are just sick of now.
Yeah, the DEI and all that.
Yeah, people are just sick of that shit now, you know. And Trump, he came out. He said he had a tweet today talking about how he wants to get rid of all the Black Lives Matter flags and all the rainbow flags because, you know, that's all about dividing our country and all that kind of stuff. And I think people are just sick of that stuff. I think he doubled down on the transgender having rights to go into public toilets.
And sports.
You know, that kind of stuff. And families around America were like happy that now they're happy that they know that the kids can be safe.
Yeah.
There's all that kind of stuff, you know. And I think what the left does is try to double down on these things. And I think it's been going on too long and people can just look through it now and people are just sick of it. So I think that was another big factor on why they failed. But yeah, man, I wasn't surprised there. But I listened to his victory speech. I don't know if you guys did. But he had all these people come on to talk and you can tell how happy he was, you know, he was happy. He had his golf partner come up and speak. He had Dana White come up and speak. All sorts of people coming up to speak with him on stage. But he was just rambling on, and that's what he does. He just rambles. You know, it's like, fuck, this guy's out of it. He's not a politician. America hasn't seen this before. That a normal person can come up and be the president. If you think about it, like every president in the past has been a career politician. This guy just came out of the Princess, wanted to be president and became president the first time. You know, but and that's why he appeals to a lot of people, because he's not part of that crowd. He's not part of the Senate. He's not part of the House of Representatives. He's not a politician. He's a normal person. He's a businessman. That's his thing. You might argue that Ronald Reagan was the last one because he came from Hollywood, but don't forget Ronald Reagan was the governor of California for a while before he became the president. But if you look at Donald Trump, he's just straight in there, straight in there from the streets, you know, and he acts like it too. Yeah. He acts like that. He's not the statesman like Obama was, saying all the nice speeches and all that kind of stuff. He's just straight up. He's like your uncle going and becoming the president. Like the stuff he says comes out of his mouth. He just rambles, and it's just, it doesn't make sense sometimes. He's like a little kid about stuff when he talks. He says some stupid stuff, does stuff that doesn't make sense. He sounds like a little kid sometimes up there. But you know, he's speaking to the people. He's speaking with the people, and the people understand. And I think that's what appealing to a lot of Americans right now. Someone that they can relate to, and that's the biggest thing. They can relate to him. So, yeah, it's a crack up. It's a crack up that he's the president again after what he's been through for the sexual harassment cases and all that kind of stuff. You know, that's kind of like you know, the stuff that the Democrats would think he wouldn't win because of it. Especially with the sexual harassment stuff, like with women's rights happening. You know, who cares? He's still the president. Yeah? Who cares? Like, he's out of it.
I think Kamala wasn't. I don't know if she was the right choice for the Democrats. I watched a few of her speeches. Like, she was in this one area where predominantly Jews, and she was saying how America will stand by Israel 100%, blah, blah. You know, they're our ally in the Middle East, blah, blah. And then she went in, I think it was South LA, where there was like a lot of like Muslims in the area. And then the speech changed, her tone changed. She's like, I will hold Israel accountable. I will not be silent, blah, blah. So it's like, what are you doing? And then there's heaps of videos where she changes her accent depending on where she is. Like, she'll have this like African American kind of like twang to her voice, or you know. And then the one big thing was there's like this conference in New York City where all the major churches, mostly Catholics, will meet up, and they will have both candidates at the thing. Obama's been there, Bush, but she never turned up, and Trump was the only one there. So already the church is like, well, this guy actually came. This guy's going to get my vote, you know? And, you know, bro, and then like, there was another one where Kamala, she doesn't do live interviews. You have to send all your questions to her team beforehand, blah, blah. So and then Trump turns up on Joe Rogan. What?
Yeah, right. I think, right, that move alone, and like, you know, you saw a whole bunch of them not holding back, like the true form of podcasting, bro. Just literally, the square is a square, the fuck is a fuck, and shit means shit. Like, that's what pretty much, you know, bro. We got a guy, he's like doing the long form podcast, and he's gonna just say, oh. But I think, bro, you know what I see coming great out of what he's done? It's like, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if he steals The Rock's line and just says it when he gets voted in, and like, you know, he gets sworn in, and then you hear that, and that's the bottom line because Donald Trump said so. Like, bro, that's a win for Samoa right there. That's when you're like,
can this guy get a Mackay title, man?
Bro, he's gonna be like, woman case. And then like sexual harassment drop case 103 is being dropped. He's acquitted. Bro, when they read all of those things out, man, that's when we like, yeah, this guy's the real gangster of gangsters, man.
Yeah, it's in hindsight though that I can say it because I'm not a EU citizen. I don't live there, so I'm not affected by it. So, but yeah, it's just from here, looking from the outside in, This is hilarious, man. This is hilarious that he is that type of guy. He's like us, man. He's that guy that if any of one of us, and I said this before, if any one of us became president for some bizarre, strange reason, what the first thing we'll do? Oh, I want to see all the files. I want to see the Area 51 files. I want to know who shot JFK. I want to, all that kind of stuff. And he's probably exactly. And he's the type of person that will do that. So, he's like one of us being in there, and now he's president. He can take that to his advantage, or the privileges he's got and stuff like that. So, yeah, I wouldn't trust him for the actual politics that goes on. I don't think he's got the skills for that. Like trying to be friends with foreign leaders and trying to get some deals going on. But he's a businessman, so you can trust him with making a deal when it comes to making money.
Yeah,
like John Key kind of styles,
Mm.
Yeah. Any more on that?
Can't wait for the movie, mate.
yeah.
Can't wait for the Netflix series, is it? Yeah, the Netflix series, man.
Trump the movie. Yeah, boys. So next topic we got. So Dave Letele came out during the week. He we all know that the funding that was given to him by the government has stopped, and he did a post on social media saying that it has stopped and he doesn't know if he can make it to Christmas. Mm-hmm. So we had this topic on a previous podcast. He's going to shut down his food bank out south. He posted up another video, and I think he posted it up on our Facebook page, Alex, that he had some trouble during the week where a bit of vandalism. So someone turned off the fridge where he stored all the meat. So all the meat is gone, in terms of like it's all warm and can't be eaten. And then the forklift that he's got at the warehouse, the food bank, it's all smashed up. So someone's actually come in and did all that. So now he was upset by it. You can tell in the video. He just said that he definitely can't make it to Christmas now. So he was just letting us know, and you can see he was distraught, upset about it. But yeah, man, sad things. It doesn't stop for this guy. Eh? It doesn't stop for this guy. Like this guy gets up, gets thrown back down, he has to get up again. But yeah, your thoughts, Eddie?
Man, like you're right. Like it's an emotional roller coaster for the dude, eh? For the uso. Man, it's just when someone's trying to do that much good and they just get kicked down, and basically someone just spat on him. Basically, like, man, this is, to be honest, any lesser of a man would have just given up. I would have. I'd be like, no, screw this. Like, I'm putting my heart on the line, getting all this meat. And, someone just wanted to unplug it to plug their phone in? Nah. No. But, like, I don't know, he's got a big heart. And, if this incident doesn't prove to the government that he needs funding, that we actually need him, and, especially the South Auckland community, then I don't know what this government's looking at, man. You're giving 24 million to someone who's done so much good in the past, and you see something like reckless as in alcohol can be used as a tool to battle mental health. Nah, come on, it's not great. There's a black and white here, man. Come on, it's just common sense, man. But I don't know. Let's make South Auckland great again. It's just we need to support our locals, support the guys that are actually doing good in our community instead of, I don't know, this government's a bit off at the moment. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Let's?
Oh, man. Like, just seeing that, like, it pulled on the heart big time, man. Because, like I've mentioned many times on now, every time we share something about Dave, like, he's a walking saint, man. Like, he gives so much of his heart to the community. He literally, like, just tied this guy's hands and left him for dead, like with what he could have done had that container not been turned off. And he even shared, like, that food would have got them to Christmas. but for it just to be distributed the way it was, like, you know, through his eyes, it's like, bro, what do you do? Now you got a freaking leanga forklift. There's nothing in the container that's gonna help feed families. What do? And if it wasn't for the GoFundMe page that came, and like shout outs to all those who kindly donated, like for Dave to share that one guy donated $1.50, his last dollar, to help towards those families, says a lot about how many people care about the good that Dave does, you know, because there's not many. Name another 5 other Dave Letele's in the community apart from Lovely Michael Jones. There's none. So it really is concerning, you know, that the government is not looking at stuff where you don't need to go turn on the news. You need to go walk in the community and see where all these people are lighting up. I mean, if you can't get a food grant from WINS, you can't go into the Sullies. Where are these people going in South Auckland? You know, some churches, and like God, you know, bless those who help those less fortunate, and then bless those churches who can provide a hot meal one time a day, like of the week, one time. You know, and this guy's 24/7 open all days for certain hours for families who absolutely have nothing. And there's a lot of families that rely on him week in, week out, you know. He literally opened up their food bank because a family didn't have any mea in their fridge to get them past the day during Christmas. And it stood the test of time since he done that. He's going on 4 years now, and he didn't realize, you know, he went from helping people transform their lives through fitness and health to opening up a food bank. Like, name another 5 guys who's done that. Like, you can't. So, no, you're right. Also, like, this government needs to pay attention to what's happening, man, because God forbid something happens to Dave, who's going to help those families in South Auckland? Not even the local MPs can help. You know what I mean? So that's how much respect Dave needs, and he deserves, because, bro, he's the only one doing this work, man. You know, and shout out to his team for standing by him, his wife as well, man. Like, it breaks my heart when you see someone, you know, he's exactly one of us. You know, there's one of us out there in the community trying to do his best to make sure that there's something to go into those empty fridges, you know. Breaks your heart, man. But nah, man, I just got so much love for all those people who managed to donate for his cause, you know, because we know the greater good that Dave can do with their money. And it's shout out to all those companies who wanted to come to the party and share, you know, because sometimes you can only do so much with flour maka, you know. What can you do if you don't have anything to bottle with your flour maka apart from add water to it, you know? So for those companies who actually went as far as trying to help him and provide him with other stuff to distribute to families, man, you can only wish them the best, you know, because, man, it is getting harder to get by these days. But you just hope that, you know, that Dave's got the mental health and the clarity and the, you know, part, because your heart's only going to get you so far, man. You know, you want to make sure that Dave's not going to drain himself out by the work that he's doing. But, man, bless his heart, bro. And I wish him a longevity life with the stuff that he's done, bro. Because the blessings that he's done for so many families in South Auckland is, bro, it's unmatched, man. You know, it's unmatched. But yeah, I just hope that, like, bro, my king, bro, if you're listening, fucking chuck the bro some money, man. You can hide it in your books. If you can fucking drive around in a Flash, fucking Highlander, Toyota, whatever, fuck, man, chuck the bro some money, man. Facts. Wake up, man. Like, people, you know, mental health can start by having a good cup of coffee and a good feed in your stomach. Bro, that's the least you can do, man.
Help the uso out, man.
Help the bro out, man. But yeah, those are my thoughts also.
I just brought up the latest news article. So they've made $100,000 now from all those donations after the video clip. So I can see they wrote down a guy whose name is Jason, who gave $1.50, and he said, "I'm sorry, this is all I have in my account right now." Someone that gave $5 said, "Sorry, it's not much, but you deserve this." So yeah, man, it says here it's filled Dave with hope again. So that's the power of giving, I guess. So.
And I'm guessing the people that are donating are on the fringe, you know?
Yeah, bro. Well, that's it.
So now, man, it's just what we have to do. But you guys are absolutely right, man. Like, without Dave, who's gonna step up? Yeah, there's no one out there doing what he's doing. So, especially for South Auckland, anyway. There probably is, but we just don't know. Maybe they're too small. But but nah, he's the one that's out there on social media and doing the best he can. Sweet boys. So from bad to worse, David Seymour is finally getting his bloody Treaty Waitangi bill. He told us last year before they were going to get into Parliament, and then he won a seat. He won seats. He became coalition leader for for National, sorry, along with Winston Peters. So yeah, he's always had this bill in mind, and there's been debate ever since he first brought it up last year. National have said they're not gonna see it through, but they'll allow it to have its first reading in Parliament, which happens on Thursday this week. So the first reading of David Seymour's Treaty Waitangi bill. And yeah, man, it's been ramping up. There's gonna be a hikoi happening. It's gonna make their way to Parliament Thursday. There's been protests outside of Parliament since then. We just saw a video of an interview Seymour had with Judy May. She was quizzing him on his treaty bill and what it meant to him. But yeah, man, something I didn't agree with, and something that I thought was kind of rude. It's kind of rude to make things equal for everybody, including people that come to our country that had no history behind or not knowing anything about the Treaty of Waitangi. So you mean to tell me you don't have to know anything about the history of this country to have the right to have equal rights with everybody in this country? I mean, I get the idea. I mean, I get the idea, but it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that because there's a lot of history over here that hasn't been sorted out yet. If you think about what the Treaty of Waitangi is back in the day, like signed in 1840, to me, it seems to me, my interpretation of it was just the way of the crown to throw up their white flag and try and colonize this land on the sneak tip. Make things equal between them so they can sort of steal the land after that, because they know that they couldn't do it forcefully. It was too hard. So it's the kind of MO way to make things equal so you can take over. And so I think that's what's happening again. It's sort of along the same lines. You make things equal 100%. So you can take over.
100%.
So fun. Yeah, I don't agree at all. How about you guys?
And my stance has never changed on this policy and what it stands for. And shout outs to all those gonna go down and join the hikoi. Like, it makes no sense at all, man. Like, the fact that we give free healthcare or like healthcare to those who come to the country the way we do without insurance is like that in itself is a lot, because a lot of people come here, look for a better life, but to give them the same rights to the people who have worked here for decades makes no sense. The fact that he's trying to say that their party has voted 30 plus years of saying yes to most treaty policies, like the Treaty of Waitangi policies, says a lot that maybe he's not in touch with what's happening on the ground in certain iwis, right? Because the kingitanga doesn't really cover the whole motu. Like when they say that, the kingitanga is only from, because the Ngāpuis have got their own way of how they deal with things. They were never part of the kingitanga. So the treaty was only signed by certain iwis. And for him to sort of try and make it, the way he's trying to adjust the policies, like, nah. There's no way, man. Because I can tell you now, if they did Tuhoi people to walk up and they get all the kingitanga iwis plus those people from up north to rally and get together, they could pretty much crush a lot of the government policies, man. If they were to use the treaty document and say, look, we've had enough. We don't wanna be this listening to the crown and all that shit. And it's almost scary to the point, like, if they did overturn their government and say, you know what, like what they've done in Fiji for like the coups and stuff, bro, we could be end up like Fiji. We could have a kingitanga running the way Fiji was run, like the Komoro was doing it, And the thing that makes no sense is like, bro, New Zealand born Kiwis that have been here since before the Dawn Raids and during the Dawn Raids, we are Kiwis, man. And we cry when our national anthem comes on. We cry when we get picked in like the rep teams, because we're Kiwis, man. Like, a lot of us grew up here. We didn't want to play for Samoa. We didn't want to play because we want to be All Blacks. But we saw the Brian Williams, we saw the Michael Jones, the Jonah Lomis. That's who we grew up seeing. That's why we are the way we are. But we never forget our heritage, you know what I mean? They are brothers in our blood. But bro, a policy like this is like, no. This is still stolen land, man. Like, we're still treading on people who still don't even have the rights to their land to do what they want with their own land, yet they have to do it through policy, or they're not even entitled to make any changes to these policies because this government still hasn't like let the ease on the brakes on what they want people to do with that land. So it only makes sense to figure out what they need to do now, like for all those Māori land settlements, and then visit it then. But it should never be up for discussion. It should never be an equal rights to anyone who just comes over next week and gets these parts. That's fucking a load of shit, man. That's how the takeover happens. And like you're right, Cams, like if we're trying to get equal and there be shares, who's to say that the next lot they come in on the next wave, then try and vote these guys or like push these guys out of sight, you know, out of mind. New Zealand won't be New Zealand, man. We won't be diverse. It will just be okay. This next lot just came all from China. We are now called Chu Zealand now. You know, we're like, we won't even be New Zealand. We'll lose our identity, and everything that's like tikanga Māori will mean nothing. And that's scary, bro. Like, but it will never happen. It will never happen. I don't see it happening. Like, I can imagine the civil war that would happen in New Zealand if this coalition go and vote and it gets a second reading. I'll start fucking chucking weekends to go fucking rally, man. Because I think it's stupid, eh? Like, there's no way, like, bro, the tangata whenua of this country are the Māoris, man. So it's an embarrassment. But there are some tangata whenua who sort of think like this dude, man. But they're the ones that have been paid already, you know what I mean? They're the ones who already got their land settlement money and all the stuff that they could do. But it's still a lot of, you know, work Māori that'll be like, nah. Like, you know, you see it. It's just people don't report it and the public don't know about it, you know? But it's disturbing, man. Like, it's a sensitive topic for some, but it's good that we talk about it, man, because, you know, they've really tried to stomp out changing the Māori names to this and that. Like, come on. This is Māori land, man. They are the native people of this land, so you gotta respect it, eh?
It almost comes from a racist mentality. Eh? It probably is a racist mentality because even though he might say these things, he might not think he's racist, but it comes from that same mentality, right? Mm-hmm. And for me, the key word here is equal. That's the key word for this new bill that he wants to put out. That's the key word, equal. It works if it was equal in real life, but come on, it's not equal. It's not equal yet. Like, he's talking about equal, but how about right now? Is things equal right now? No, they're not. You're gonna get, for this to work, everything has to be equal. We gotta acknowledge, we gotta have this. Yeah, we gotta acknowledge whose land is this anyway, and take care of all the stolen land grievances to make things equal. You want to make things equal? Well, let's make things equal right now first before this bill comes. Then it'll make sense. Then we can move forward. So I don't know if that's ever going to happen. You know, he's fast forwarding something, or he's skipping. There's a struggle right now to make things equal between the Crown and the Māori. Actually, fair and equal, and that's what Jenny May was talking about. Things have to be fair first before they start being equal, right? So let's try to do that first, and then you can do your bill with everything's okay. What, in 50 years? The way things are going? I don't know. But, yeah, it's that.
So, basically what he wants to do is he's challenging the definition of equal rights from 1840. But the treaty was signed between iwi and the Crown, right? Those are the two parties that are involved, right? As time went on, you know, we've multiculturalized. Got Pacific Islanders, Indians, Chinese, Middle Eastern, more British, blah, blah, right? So there's more people involved, but the initial definition of equal rights under the Treaty of Waitangi was between the iwi and the Crown. It's dirty politics. So what he's doing is he wants it equal for everyone, but basically he wants it equal because he wants people from foreign ancestries to have their hand in Māori whangua.
Yeah.
Now, the Māoris regard themselves as katiakis or guardians of the land. They believe that they belong to the land doesn't belong to them.
Yeah.
They in the treaty, they refer to the land as taonga, treasure. The Crown refers to the land as a resource that can be used to benefit themselves economically, and to improve their living status, right? Like to make money off the land. The 3 articles that he's challenging is Article 1, the New Zealand government has the right to govern all New Zealanders. Article 2, the New Zealand government will honour all the New Zealanders in the chieftainship of their land and their property. Article 3, all New Zealanders are equal under the law with the same rights and duties. He's just blanketing his own agenda of he doesn't care about the Indians, he doesn't care about the Chinese. He wants it equal for himself and all the other whites that have come after him that don't have any ancestry to this land. Like, bro, it's real bad. And he's talking about equal rights, but the Māoris have never been equal, bro.
Yeah.
They've never been equal. The New Zealand Settlements Act of 1863 allowed the government to confiscate land from Māori tribes that were considered to be in rebellion. And there was even tribes that didn't even fight against the British, and their lands were confiscated as well. The Native Land Act of 1862 to 1865 introduced individual land titles instead of customary communal titles. So basically, they took away the status of makais, like in Samoa, and gave it to one person because they knew that they could do the deal with that one person.
Yeah.
Native Land Rating Act of 1882 allowed the government to seize land if Māori did not pay rates on it. So why are the Māoris paying rates for their own land in the first place? Māori Affairs Amendment Act 1967 allowed the government to convert Māori freehold land with four or fewer owners into general land. So where is the equal rights for Māoris? So we're talking about equal rights for these for other people that are coming in. And I'm including islanders in this. You want freedom, equal rights for us, but you haven't even done it to the Māoris first. And that's not including the educational. That's not including employment. That's not including services. Like the Māori battalion guy that I mentioned before, Sir Robert Gillies, when he came back from serving, from fighting and, bleeding for the country, him and his veterans weren't even treated with the same respect as the New Zealand white veterans that fought in World War II. You're fighting in Africa, Italy, Crete, and you've made a name for yourself. Like General Rommel, Field Marshal Rommel, who was a German general in North Africa, he said, "Give me the Māori's battalion and I will take all of North Africa." He said that in a memo to Hitler. If I had the Māori battalion in the German army, I would have taken North Africa easily. So these guys were fighting above and beyond, probably not just for New Zealand, but to be treated fairly when they head back home. And they still treated like shit. Bro, like Seymour is like, this is dirty politics. He's hiding behind the word equal rights, where the Māoris have not been treated equally or fairly since the signing of the Treaty of 1840. That's the whole reason why the Kingitanga was formed in the Waikato region, was to consolidate Māori land and to prevent the sale of any more land to the white settlers. What happened? They saw it as a rebellion. They started, the war. Like, man, I know, bro. Seymour's clever, bro. Like, he's a sly guy, man.
Cunning, man.
But yeah,
This is a good example of right-wing political correctness. Political correctness has always been the left wing sort of ammo and weapon used on society today. That's why you hear a lot of equal rights for a lot of minorities now. And it's always the fight back for that is always the right wing. But here you got a situation where you got someone like David Seymour and the ACT Party who are on the, I say on the far right, not centre right, like national, but far right, using those same sort of identity, political politics, So yeah, it can be used on both sides, not just the left, but Yeah, it's that. Yeah, you're right. It's tricky because he uses that equal rights thing.
Yeah,
and every time you hear the word equal rights, it sounds really good because everyone wants to be equal, right? Everyone wants to be equal, and that's why I say, how about doing equal rights to the Māori first? Because like you said,
it's got to
like
have
we've been
context.
saying,
Yeah, it's
they've
got to have
never had
context.
equal rights ever since.
Yeah,
So you fix that first, and then we worry about the rest of the world.
100%. Sorry, you nailed it. 100%.
Shit. And that's why I say, it's probably 100 years from now, because the way things are going, we'll never be equal. Fucking hell. Shit.
It's like every time the Māoris take a step forward, the government takes 10 steps forward, you know? Like, we're never going to catch up.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you know, we're scoring one penalty kick, they're scoring 2 tries.
Fuck, bro. It's just fucking so many ways to the point. Like, you know, they want to try and get this bill just one reading, right? But who's to say that it does get a second reading and then it becomes a policy, and then when they go into the next term, they're trying to vote, okay, the change. They will get so many votes from non-Kiwis, you know, people who aren't even here but they've worked here, and you know they're gonna give them the right to vote to try and overturn stuff where they have no fucking knowledge or fucking ties to, no history or no, you know.
Exactly.
It's fucking disturbing, man. It's like, bro, is this the sort of country we're living in right now? Like, these fucking Pukios want to do that to the hardworking people that came before us. It's like, man, all the stuff that they did mean for fucking nothing. It's crazy, man. But you're right. You're both right, man. Look after the people of that land first. Make sure that they're good first before you try and help everyone else. Like, the fuck, man. The only thing that guy plays on is because he's got a bit of Māori blood in him, you know, and he's only probably one other MP who actually ever mentions it. But, you know, he doesn't act like one. He must be like an eighth Māori or something, man. Because of the way he acts is like a guy, man. Like,
Yeah.
I've never seen someone push so much policy and try and correctly say it the way he's trying to say it. Especially talking across from J-Man, man. It's like disturbing, man. I can't believe that guy's in power.
Even the way you mentioned, like, your ancestry shouldn't affect your rights in this land. So it has everything to do with this land. The King of England, we gave him a title, but he can never buy land in Samoa.
Yeah.
No matter how rich or he's got an honorary title, yes, but he can never buy land, no matter how much money he throws at it, unless he splits with Camilla and marries, I don't know, Leneta from down Vaimoso or something. You know, it's like. Unless he does that, so like, okay, you can buy land if you marry a Samoan, but
nah,
your ancestry
it's around the world, man. Even in Rarotonga, like, look, Rarotonga, you have to lease land. You have to be Rarotonga to buy land. Like, why are we trying to equal it? Some Filipinos come over here and get their whole tribe over here. The next minute, they own everywhere now. By the time they get here, there's no more fish. You know, it's like, bro, this guy, bro, it's like, makes me say angry. I can't even articulate what I'm thinking in my head, but it's like, bro, it's a bad move, man. That's a bad move.
It makes you wonder what National's real intentions are.
Bro,
allowing this first reading. Are they like using?
What's the trade-off? That's what.
Do you think that National's using Seymour to get the first reading to find out what the public really wants? Because that's what Seymour said. He said, "Oh yeah, people think it's not going to get past the first reading, but the public will hear it, and then the public will fight to get it done, and then National's got no choice but to do the second reading." That's what he's hoping, because that's what he said.
But that's
so I wonder if that's National's point to do the first reading. They don't agree, but we just want to know what the people think.
Yeah, how the
so the people, if there's enough numbers, then we'll say, "Oh yeah, we'll do a second reading." If we can see there's not enough numbers, then we'll go, "Nah, that was a stupid bill anyway." He just wanted to test the waters.
Yeah,
it's going to be like there was already a policy that the Labour government had in place, and they want to reword it, and then someone's going to pick it out, like a reporter's going to ring it up and say, "Hey, that's already a policy. Like, why is rebranding the policy just to fill in that this is the change that this government has made?" But this is dangerous, bro. Like, giving it a reading at all, like, that's only words, man. Put that shit in writing. Like, you can't. There's no way, man. Like, if you're gonna give equal rights to someone who just moves here next week, that's Man, that's pretty much shitting on the hardworking Kiwis of this country and all the people we have their heritage based in New Zealand, you know? If that happens also, if it goes to a second reading also, I'm off to Australia, man.
Yo.
Pack my bags and leave this town, man. That's just far up.
You have to wonder, like, you know, like you said, Eddie, like, as Pacific Islanders, we're not part of that contract. We're not part of the treaty. But we come here and live. We come here and raise a family and we live. We don't need anything else, right? It's like, no, well, like, we need equal rights.
No.
I was like, psh, no, we don't.
Because we have our own relationship with our whānau back home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and, you know, like, you can go back to Samoa and it's Samoa. You know, we broke away from our shackles of being under German administration and then under New Zealand administration. But for the Māoris, they never left. They never left. They stayed here. And imagine being a Māori and you're looking at all these brand new like townhouses and stuff, and you're thinking to yourself, man, this used to be my whānau. Like my ancestors used to walk down here, used to fish in that creek, and you look and you see Popeyes. You know, you look and you see KFC. You look at McDonald's, like, you know, and then you try to work hard to get your people out of it. You know, you try to get Māoris out of this whole like system, and then you see they open 6 liquor stores in your area, and then you go to Albany and all the nice flash areas, and there's only like a wine shop. Like it's sly politics, man. The Māoris have suffered a lot, man, and yeah, I mean, they do. They are overrepresented in prisons and you know, youth facilities, but why? Why are they there? Because you guys never left. Like, imagine if New Zealand never left Samoa. Can you imagine? We'll be like another Hawaii. We'll have like massive, you know, 5-star resorts on the beach and blah blah, and you know, all of us will be homeless, living in the bush, like native Hawaiians are now. The Māoris have actually done well for what's been happening to them. You know, some of the iwis are really excelling, but they're, you know, it's
just
real
disturbing,
divisive.
also. It's disturbing, like, even like they're trying to cancel like Māori names and the uses and like in Parliament buildings. Like, bro, that's disgraceful, man.
Yeah.
That's so disgraceful, way. It's embarrassing too, man. And for even like the government to go ahead and just act like, okay, so this is what the majority of the country needs or wants. They don't know, man. Like, it's not, man. Like, you might as well just remove the haka from the All Blacks, man. If that was the trade-off, they would remove the haka from the All Blacks. It's like, I don't think they realize what they're playing with, man. It almost feels like that. And once they come out of power, like, you know, because I feel like they're gonna be around the next election, man. They're gonna realize, like, bro, you don't have the respect of people just by what these guys had done, you know. And
I mean, how many Americans tuned in to watching the Royal New Zealand Orchestra play? And how many like foreign people or Americans tuned in to see Matatini? Matatini gets a budget of what, 2-3 million, and the New Zealand Royal Orchestra gets like, I don't know, like 16 or something million. Like, so I've never heard the orchestra in my life, not even the New Zealand one. My mom is a Samoan German, and she was watching the first 3 days of Matatini. You know, she was hooked on that. She was going for a few of the tribes. I didn't even know, bro. I came in and she was watching. I was like, "Mum, you watch this, yeah?" Bro, like, goes to show, man. Like, this country stuck in this, you know, not country. I'll say this particular political party is just stuck on, you know, using equal rights, but really the word equal is just language that they want to use for divisive politics.
Well put, bro.
Yeah. It's another... Glad we interrupt the clip on that one, because this is another bloody bullshit government fucking put on us again.
But also, I want to know what the trade-off was, man. What was the trade-off to give them the fucking first reading in the first place, though? What was it? Apart from knowing that they might get a reaction and how people are thinking to it. So, what was the... Man, scary.
Yeah.
Gave him a bottle of the wax was...
Wouldn't be surprised if it was just to be a shared prime minister
Yeah.
for 3 months, you know? Like if that was it was like real man.
Anyway, man, can put that in the books. Right, boys. Let's get to Fia Poko of the week. What do you got for us? Let's.
Sorry, voice. I can tell you this much, Us. My algorithm, man, I think I actually went back and tried to change it a little bit because, man, there's been some good ones, eh? And I tell you, I can tell you this much, Us. If I could give myself $1 for every time I found something and then I liked it and the algorithm bought two or three other articles up, man, maybe I got a couple of dollars in my bank account, eh? But I don't know if you've been watching. We'll start from the bottom. We've made it a thing on Empty Out the Clippers about we do stuff at weddings. So if it's not the entry, like the entrance to the reception, right? If you're not gonna be valeo when you do that, you gotta not be valeo when it comes to the Silver Samoa, right? And like, so this one came in. This is from
My husband.
Fia. What was that? Fia Papa Leti, and she's obviously gone to a wedding where the missus must be Tongan and she's doing the taulunga.
Ooh.
But this here, when you lie down in front of the bride and groom. So people who know Anganuru Samoa are like, don't do that, you know, the humility thing and the being respectful. You know how you're not supposed to get down like that, right? But this lady's not wearing like a twinga on her head. She's not even just in Samoan costume. But the dude who steps over the girl and then the girl starts picking up the money to pay for her ACC visit after this. Like, oh gosh, like this guy, I'm a 158 on a good day. This guy looks like he's a 205 at least, man. Like, I don't know if women go to the gym to put weight on their back. I'm surprised this girl even got up. I'll say that much. But, oh man, since anyone who goes to weddings, don't ever get in front. Hopefully that's a message to all those who try to ole and then they go and dive on the ground like that. Don't do that, man. Because that might happen, you know? Surely.
Her back is now straighter than all her browns, man.
It was the grab the money and file in my awful for me. That's what I was cracking up at. What in the coupe picking season is that? But yeah. But here's a one I found from Deep Singing. Titled this one of the when you light on your CV. But Lady Gaga's singing to her fans and she's playing a piano on her keyboard and she gets one of them to sing and everyone who knows karaoke, like Japanese or Korean girls, most of them can sing, right? But for this one particular reason, the girl was a bit below of her voice. Like, I don't know what happened. But when I heard it, I was like, is that real or someone Hollywood husbands and voice over her singing? Ooh, it's karaoke music right there, man.
Wow.
All I can say is Africa and India. That's all I can say. Oh man, and here's a moment, bro. Same sort of thing. It's like a king. So she's obviously gone for girls. They got front row seats, made it to the front of a Justin Timberlake concert, man. And she is standing there. Like, this is what you don't do, guys. So if you ever get to a concert, man, like UB40's on, man, hey, just enjoy the moment, man. Enjoy the vibe. But this chick goes to Justin Timberlake, standing right in front of him, man. Right in front of him, bro. And what is she doing? Have a look closely, bro. She is standing there. Lay muffs, bro. Lay muffs. And Justin Timberlake.
She's on her phone.
She's on her phone and he gets down and taps her and then it's too late. It's too late. When you're too busy texting and miss Justin Timberlake singing right in front of your eyes. Oh, nah. Far out. And the comment was, "Tiko law to the home, go home. What a waste of money. That is freaking parking stupid, man. Oh, that's stupid." And then the last one, bro. This is what you call the hospital pass of the year. shout outs to, I forgot her last name. I think her last name was Wong. She played Black Friends Sevens for the Kiwis. And she is just given the meanest hospital pass in the NRLW. And yeah, this is why you should always look which way you're passing. Either run the line towards the defense and take a step and cut someone in, or just don't even do one of these passes, man, because that is like, yeah, I kai loili fale. Bam. So yeah. Can you imagine doing a cut move and there's a brick wall standing right in front of the person that's catching the ball? That's what she just did.
Was that Penatani that did the hit?
Yeah, bro.
Fuck.
One of them, man. Like, but what would you do if you got that parcels?
I thought I would have got up and looked at my teammate in the change room. Now.
Yeah, I would have just done that. But then again, the person receiving the ball should always catch and step away, man, you know? But that was, what the hell?
But she read it because it was a cut pass. Like, that's so live.
Looking into the girl singing.
Oh. But you, Eddie?
For me, it was the girl laying on the ground and for the hauli, and she got the kupe.
Yeah, I'm agree with you on that one, bro. Like, why get down in the first place if you got a nice dress on at a wedding, eh? What a stupid, bro. I would have put down a sheet, at least. So, yeah, the wedding stupid social lady picking up the kupe at the wedding, bro. You opened the WesWes Network Fia Poko of the week, man.
Because the kupe, yeah, she heard her back. But, like, when she grabbed the kupe, she was so graceful and doing it. She was like, oh, man.
Okay, boys, next segment, we'll go into what we've been watching. Start with you, Eddie.
Mine's quick and easy, and I think people are going to judge me because I just started watching it. But The Sopranos. Yeah, just started season 1, so... No spoilers.
Judging you, mate. I'm judging you. Where have you been, man? Where have you been?
Sorry, Uso, man. I apologize to a lot of my boys out there. Oh, man. They're watching
You were watching the number one, for me anyway, the greatest of all time TV show.
Yo, oh, man, I'm hooked.
But you get 4, 5, 60, Bruce.
Yo.
You got a different mentality on life.
So, yeah. I want to go to garbage removal now.
Stay away from that pistol shots.
So this is the first time you've seen Sopranos. Have you seen The Wire?
Nah, I haven't seen The Wire.
Because that's another one that's up there with Sopranos too.
Yo.
Sopranos is better, but just a tiny bit. But Wire is really good, man.
Yo.
Well,
Wire is really good.
So yeah, I'll let you guys know next week.
Nah, man. To be being too depressed, from like waiting on work to tell me if I've got the days off and stuff. So I don't really watch much, man. I try to watch highlights of stuff, but now it's just too upset, man. Too emotionally damaged. Too emotional damage to think about it, you know. But I did try to watch some old league games because the same guy who posted the tour, the Samoa American, was it the Aotearoa Māori's game?
Yeah.
Yeah, he posted some more games as well. So I was trying to follow that algorithm, try and like them so I can watch them later. Nah, I haven't been watching much on TV at the moment. Sorry. What about you, Us? What have you been apart from your penguin stuff?
Yeah, I found I've been on YouTube a lot now, and I've come across this video from The Insider. They do this segment. They do this crime series, like how does crime work, and they have different elements of crime in the United States. So, for instance, they've got a 20-minute video on how Hell's Angels work, and they just have a guy the undercover cop guy that had 2 years infiltrated the Hell's Angels.
Oh, I think
he just explains how they do business and stuff, and how you get initiated and blah blah blah. And then they have all sorts of people talking about it. They've got one about the Crips, and they got one about the Bloods. They got one about the Triads. They got one about Italian Mafia. So they actually break down. There might be ex-criminals that have retired or on who are just come out of the witness protection, but they actually sit down with the interviewer and they just explain how it works, their experience.
I've seen the Triads one.
Oh, is that
you seen it? It's The Insider, yeah.
Okay. Is it? No. I don't think I haven't watched anything, but I saw maybe a 3 or 4 minute one on the Yakuza
Oh,
of a guy who was an undercover boss in Shanghai or something like that.
yeah.
Yep.
Like he built a city. Like, is it similar to that, or is that like a full on doco?
Nah,
one
nah,
that
it's
you-
just the interview, but they have like a
There are
footage.
snippets and footage.
Yeah, they have snippets of
Fuck me.
footage, but they have the guy talking about it too. I saw the Crips one. That was interesting. Like because there's a segment on the culture.
Yeah.
So forgive me, I didn't know, but I didn't know that when Crips started in the '60s, it was like a community. Because Crips stands for community something. Oh, I forgot it's an acronym
Oh.
to help the community, bring up the community. It wasn't like a violent gang or anything in the first place, but it just ended up to be that way.
Yeah.
Right, and I didn't know that there were different. There's Crips all over LA, but different gangs of Crips.
Yeah.
So they might have a neighborhood fighting another neighborhood, but they're both they are both
Yeah.
Crips. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Kind of
But
reminds
those are
me of
interesting,
King Cobras. They were
Oh.
a community, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and then they split off tribesmen and all that.
yeah. And it's kind of cool because he talks about language as well. Like every time you talk, and if there's a word that starts with a B, you're supposed to replace it with a C.
Yeah.
And the Bloods will do it too. The Bloods will do the same thing.
Yeah, bro.
Like if they
That's
were
like the-
talking,
Yeah, like the.
you take the C away and change it to a B.
Yeah,
It's
But that's how you talk.
Like how Suge Knight made that. Well, this is Bumpton. Like he's made
Oh
that.
yeah,
You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
through the image is not white, it's red. You know, red and black. Just Bumpton, cuz.
So you see, that's a way to if you come across a conversation and they talk like that, you'll know that
Where you are.
they'll know who you are and that.
Yeah.
yo,
And you said people might look at it and think, oh, how stupid can you be? Like, that's a stupid thing to do. But for us, it's like, and that's how you know where you're from when they
Yeah,
start
yeah.
talking like that. It's like interesting there. Like that kind of, the culture that they build out of the gangs kind of stuff, eh? Yeah. And he talks about the sea walk and all that kind of stuff and all that. But the Bloods came about. He was saying, it was, when I watched the Bloods one, he was saying it came about because of the Crips. Because there were so many Crips that they needed something to sort of balance it. So you had these unaffiliated groups of people that just had their own sort of thing. So they all came together and said, "Oh, let's call ourselves Bloods," because red is opposite to blue, and that's what they wanted to do. So it was like, wow. But yeah, man, it's called Insider. They've got a whole heap of different. They're like 20 to half an hour little segments. And they do like the Italian mob as well, and Irish mob as well. So yeah, it's if you're into that sort of thing, watch that. And also finish season 4. I'm late to the party on this one. Atlanta. Don't know if you guys watched that. That's the Donald Glover.
Yeah.
His series. There's 4 seasons. It's really good, eh? It's really good. It's it makes you think because they're all sort of the themes are around racism and the Black American experience and all that kind of stuff. They go into like different themes of different sort of conversations you can have. Real hard to talk about conversations that concern race and race relations between African Americans and the white man. And it's really cool. It's really creative and it's really like thought provoking. You know, it's one of those series that, yeah, it's kind of sad but true, but makes you think about real life.
Yeah.
Like for instance, there was this episode where there's a black charity, and the only reason why this black person started a charity so he said so he can control the money. That's the only way you can control the money with a charity. Because if you go to a corporation and they want to help the community, you can't say for them to help your black community because they won't. They'll think of help as going to a charity. So unless you're a black charity, they won't help you. So yeah,
That's buzzy.
yeah, there's, but yeah, that's Atlanta. You can find it on I think it's on Disney Plus and Netflix too. It's on there too. Yeah, so check that one out. Okay, boys. Start to wrap up. See some last words. Let's go, Eddie.
My last words. Take time to listen. Fellowship with a lot of the boys. Even at the gym. I like just sitting there listening to people talk about their week and whatnot, and like it evolves your perspective on life. And I just I like being a sponge, so I like listening to people and like being on this podcast, man. It's like I really enjoy listening to you guys. Kind of evolves my viewpoint as well. Like you come in, especially like for this instance, you come to the podcast with a mindset of view, and then when you hear someone talk, it kind of evolves and expands your way of thinking. So for me, for people that are watching this podcast, listening to this podcast, man, just take time to listen. Like, have a chat to your man, old lady, anyone, and just sit there, listen. How's their day and whatnot, and like honestly, there's wisdom wherever you go, bro. Yeah, that's my last words.
Nice, Oos. Nah, bro, thanks for that. It's now you've been a huge breath of fresh air on the puddles, and bro, I'm always gonna share, bro. It ain't anyone else who's talking and podcasting alone on this side of the world doing it like our bro Cam's here, man. So I'm grateful just to be part of the network, part of the EOTC. But yeah, man, nah, you're good additionals. Yeah, I must be like maybe 160 deep now, including the back of the 135s.
Yeah.
So, I'm just privileged, bro. I'm like got an opportunity to help sort my mental health out and express myself through the podcast. It's been awesome, man. Like, and it's almost like what else better could I be doing without sharing what I think about certain topics or what life is at the moment and in that moment, you know what I mean? So I'm just grateful that the digital footprint's going to be here and it's wherever you can stream anywhere in the world. But no, so my last words, it is probably just probably a take two from what you said a few pods ago, and that's just giving thanks, man. I want to give thanks to you for being on here also and answering the call when we extended the olive branch, and thanks to the Oos Cams for always letting me have a spot on the team. Thanks to the Oos Avs and Eric for also welcoming me when I first jumped on the EOTC. But then also to my wife and kids, man, for letting me come out here and express me knowing like I might be, intrusive for a couple of hours and just sharing my thoughts with the rest of the world. But yeah, man, anyone that's going through anything, man, talking is the key, man. The more you share the load, the lesser your mofo and your thoughts become. And it's just one of those things, man. If you ain't gonna express it to the world, don't pick up a bottle or anything. Pick up the phone and text someone, man. That's as easy as that. But yeah, thanks for everyone who still stays tuned to us, man. Especially to my fams, man. Like I know time's of the essence, man, and time doesn't stand still for anybody, man. So in saying that, you know what it is. Get it late and all of that.
Thank you,
boys. Appreciate you guys, man. Jumping on every week. It's been good, man. And yeah, big thanks from me that we could do this podcast and have our opinions and, like you said, Eddie, expand our thoughts too. So yeah, always learn when I have talks like this, and this is probably the only platform I get to do that. You can do it with family and that, but it's not the same pretty much. But it's good to get other thoughts, other ideas into it too. And I think that's all that happens every week. So appreciate you guys for jumping on. Yeah, man. Not much last words for me. Just I know we got an hour before the big game, talking kangaroos. But next week we got Mike Tyson coming back into the ring. So looking forward to that.
Damn.
See what happens. We'll talk about it next episode. So there'll be in our sports segment for next episode. But yeah, man. Until then, man, you guys have a good week. We'll catch you on the next one. Inside the Clip, episode 245.
Wow.
Nah, I don't know. I don't even know. I lost track.
Yo.
But you know how it is. Let's do it. Let's get the fuck out of here, boys.
Yes.
Okay.